Hello, I'm Marshal Vladimir, and this is Operation Overlord. The American fleet has been destroyed by a Japanese surprise attack in the Sea Zone 29, and Japanese troops have landed in Pacific Northwest, British Columbia, and Alaska, securing a foothold on the North American continent. In Southeast Asia, Japan has captured Hong Kong and French Indochina, and they have also captured several islands from the Western powers. And now it is up to me and my ally, Major Foe, to react to this new threat. I'm going to start with my tech rolls. So we have one tech roll for heavy bombers, one for ASW, and one for radar. So heavy bombers is at 9, and the others two are at 7. So rolling for heavy bombers. An 11. So that is a success. Now for advanced ASW. A 7, so that is a success. Finally, and radar, also a 7. An 8, so that is a success. So all three succeeded this turn. Okay, so FEC is going to be purchasing 2 infantry, 2 militia upgrades, one militia and a fighter for 16 IBP. Anzac, because they have improved construction, is going to be purchasing a submarine and then leasing artillery to Free France for 9 IVP, and the United Kingdom is going to be building a medium bomber, a fighter, and a militia for 23 IPP. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to my combat movements. So I have more than usual this turn. I'm going to start here in the Pacific. My medium bomber is going to be moving 1, 2, and going on maritime air patrol to attack this submarine. And now my fighter from Calcutta is going to move 1 to southern India, 2 to 85, 3 to 84, and 4 to Iraq. So he has a movement of 6 because I have long-range aircraft. And he started... Oh wait, Calcutta doesn't have an airbase. Huh. You see a movement of 5, my apologies. Let me check. Let me think. Did have one more movement. Okay, so he's still going to do that. He's going to attack Iraq, and then the transport next to Madagascar in Season 117 is going to move up 1, 2, 3. Here's a major naval port, pick up a marine and an infantry and drop them in Iraq. Then I'm going to send the fighter from Eastern Egypt 1, 2. Okay. This medium bomber in Gibraltar is going to move 1, 2 onto maritime air patrol in Sea Zone 48. The 2 strategic bombers are going to move 1, 2, 1 into, what's this Sea Zone? 80, 2 to 50, 3 to Northern Italy, 4 to Austria, 5 to Bavaria. And they're going to be strategically bombing the factory there. And the veteran told me that his fighter in Berlin will be intercepting. So they're bombing the major factory. Sorry, I realize I have another combat movement in the Pacific that I forgot. It's with the Anzac. The submarine in 135 is going to move 1 to 134, then 126, 98, and up to 91. He has a major naval port, so he can do that. And the 2 submarines next to the Philippines are going to move 1 into the sea zone, and they're attacking the destroyer. Back to the Atlantic. This coastal offensive is going to move down 1 to sea zone 24 and go onto escort duty. My 2 fighters in British Midlands are going to move 1 into sea zone 24 and go on maritime air patrol. Okay. This fleet, I'm not sure whether this has to be done in combat movement, but actually, yes, I will do it. It's going to move 1, 2, 3 up to sea zone 33. So that is the entire navy. They can all do that movement. There's no problems there. And then these battleship and torpedo boat destroyer are going to move 1 space into sea zone 21, and they're both going to go on escort duty. Escort duty, escort duty. So I've got 2 ships on escort duty here. And okay, that looks about right. I think I have probably forgotten something. Let me check. I don't believe I have, so we shall continue into combat. Okay, so we shall start here in sea zone 91. I'll just take the dice from here. So these 3 dice are my Anzac submarines attacking at 3. I do not have first strike. And of course, they all missed. Destroyer at 4. He misses too. Again, I'll just change this color of the dice to red and roll. So the red one's obviously the destroyer. Just my luck. A hit from the destroyer. We miss. We're going to continue. And that's a hit from my submarine at a 3. So the Japanese destroyer is gone, and we win that battle with 2 submarines. Oh, I did forget something. It shouldn't be too late to change it. I'm going to send the submarine from 87 to convoy raid the Japanese in sea zone 122. I hope that's okay. Just tell me if it's not, but it should be. So it's a coastal sub. So I'll roll. The black dice is me, the red dice is the Japanese. So we took $2 because we have a modifier of +1. We took $2 off the Japanese here. With this, which is the Tokyo line. To IPP off the Tokyo line. And that's that. And now we're going to be attacking the coastal submarine with the mid bomber. So this is just one-off strafing shot really. So at 7. And that's an 8. So that's a pain. Not a success. Oh well. Let me just go over here and take $2 off the Japanese. Okay. So now let's do the attack on Iraq. Okay, so I have a marine and an infantry, both are at 1. They're attacking, both are at 1 because of the desert. 3 1s, but none of them are actually 1s. And then we have 2 fighters, which are at 6. So I'm hoping for at least 1 hit here. 2 hits. So that's that. The red dice now is going to be the German infantry, and the black dice is going to be the German militia. So thankfully I did it that way around. So they get 1 hit. And now I'm going to lose, I believe I have to lose my marine. If I can lose my infantry for the same result, let me know, but I reckon it's just the marine. So I'm going to end with an infantry there, and now that goes to the UK. Take that, Germany. So we go up 2, and Germany goes down 2. So up to 28, and the Germans move down to 54. Okay, okie dokie. Now we have to, now let's do the attack on Bavaria. So the 2 red dice are going to be my strategic bombers at 2, and the black dice is going to be the veterans fighter at a 3. So misses all around. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So now I have 4 d6s of strategic bombing damage. 11 damage. Would have liked a little bit more, but you win some, you lose some. And now the Germans have 2 AA shots at 3. This is cocked. It does say a 6. I'm going to count it as a 6. I can reroll if you like, but I think that's a 6. And that's 11 damage to the Germans. So burning German factories is what I like to see. Now we don't have any attacks against German submarines in the Atlantic, so I believe that's all of my combat movements done. Now we have some non-combat movements. We're going to pick up 3 infantry from London. Actually, let's just pick up. We're going to rail 2 of London's 6 infantry. We're going to rail them to northern England. And then we're going to also rail 1 AAA up from London to northern England. So now we have 4 infantry and an AAA, and then we're going to move the militia from the British Midlands up to northern England. So we have 4 infantry, a militia, and an AAA in northern England. And we're going to move the fighter from London 1 to British Midlands. Okay. The fighter in Gibraltar is going to stay. The 2 strat bombers are going to move 1, 2, 3 to British Midlands. And actually the militia in British Midlands is going to remain there, and the militia from Scotland is going to move down to northern England. Okay. I have 2 fighters in Iraq. The one fighter is going to move 1 space and land in Transjordan. And then the other fighter is going to move 2 spaces back to Eastern Egypt. Sorry, I haven't done this non-combat phase very well, but that's it. That's everything. Okay, so with Anzac, they do have some non-combat movements. They're gonna move 5 infantry from Sydney up to New South Wales along with an artillery. That's gonna leave them with 2 infantry and a militia and a fighter in New South Wales. Their surface fleet is going to remain. FEC is just gonna stay put. They're not. No, they have 1 non-combat movement. This medium bomber is going to move back and land in Calcutta. He's going to terminate his patrol and land in Calcutta. Okay. That should be all good. Everything should be fine. Double checking. That looks about right. So now we get to place our units. We have a militia upgrade. Now this militia upgrade is, as the UK, is going to go into Transjordan. Then we have a fighter and a medium bomber. The fighter is going to go down into the Union of South Africa. And the medium bomber is going to be placed in northern England. Anzac is going to lend-lease an artillery to free France through the Suez and into northern Algeria. And they're also going to place a submarine in Sea Zone 146. Going to threaten some more nonsense. And then FEC is going to place a fighter in Calcutta. Upgrade both the militia in Malaya to infantry. And then build a new militia there. So we have 4 infantry, a militia, and a fortification. Alrighty. That's us for the British Commonwealth purchase units. I mean place units, my apologies. So now I'm going to collect my bonus, collect my income. FEC has 12. We lost 2 because of Calcutta. And let me check my bonus does not include Calcutta. I don't believe it does. Here we are. Aden and Eastern Egypt are allied possessed, so definitely not. So we get 14 as FEC. Then Anzac collects 9 again. They have not been affected so far. No Japanese units are within 2 sea zones of Australia. And then the United Kingdom is on 28 because we took Iraq. And I believe they also have a $3 bonus. Possession of Suez Canal. So that's 31 for the UK, and now we have 2 D6s, which are our wartime economy roll. So let me just grab a couple of those, and hope something high. 7. We've been pretty standard with that. And we're just going to give it all to the UK. 38. They need it most. Okay, Free France. So that ends their turn, now it's Free France's turn. Free France is going to build an infantry and a militia. Not much else they can do. They have 5 high PP. And they're going to be launching an offensive against the Italian forces in Tunisia. So they're going to be taking 6 infantry, a mountain infantry. No, they're not. They're going to be taking 7 infantry and leaving the mountain infantry behind, and an artillery. So they're all at -1 because of the desert. Well, we grabbed an Italian as well, but that's okay. So now we have the artillery in the first strike box, and an infantry supported at 2. And now Italy has 3 defenses at 4 and 1 defense at 2. So let us hope that the dice smile upon us and don't murder us like they did in our last desert offensive to Cyrenaica. Okay. So we're going to use this blue dice for our artillery on first strike, this purple dice for our infantry, which is not first strike, but he is at 2, and then we have 6 other infantry, and they're all going to use the pink dice. So hoping for at least 1 hit. Look at that, a hit from my infantry, supported infantry. So that's the Italian militia gone, he still gets to roll back, he's at 2, so that's a 12, and then there's 3 other units, all at 4. So that's 2 hits. Okay. Not good, not good, not good. So now we just have 2 units at that, and we've lost 2 infantry. So we have 4 pinks at 1 and 2 purples at 2. Let's hope again at least 1 hit. A hit from this infantry at a 1. So now what the Italians roll will be instrumental to see if we continue. No hits. So we are going to continue. So again, same thing. No hits. 2 dice from the Italians. I deleted them all. 2 dice from the Italians at 4. And they're probably going to get 1 hit. We're going to continue for 1 more round. Ah, 2 2s with both from that. A 5 and a 6, so another round. Come on, at least 1 or 2 hits. 1 hit. No hits. So now this is probably going to be our last round. 2 hits. Oof. Disaster. Just like our last desert offensive, we're retreating. An utter disaster. Free France has had awful luck this game, and I have, just as a whole, had awful desert luck. So, rip me, I guess. The Italians, I presume they're going to keep both of their infantry. If you wanted to lose a motorized infantry, tell me instead, veteran. Okay. So then we're just going to place our units after that disaster of an offensive. Oh, sorry, the dude from Morocco was gonna... Oh no, don't tell me I messed it up and picked up the Morocco guy as well. No, I had 1 infantry that didn't participate, so that was the guy from Morocco. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. All good there. We're going to place a militia in Madagascar and an infantry in northern Algeria. And then we collect 3 IPP. We're only at 3 because we have 1 from Morocco, 1 from northern Algeria, and 1 from Madagascar. So we collect 3. That's it. Okay, well, I'll pass it on to the veteran with his January of 1942 Italian turn, and I'll see you next time.